Welcome to another episode of Seeing Conversations where we talk about life, family, purpose, identity, faith, all things included. I've got a very special guest with me this morning. I was on a podcast recently, the Men's Roundtable podcast, and we were talking about mental health issues with men and the masks we wear and things like that. So one of my responses to the questions was, I was gonna ask my kids one day to tell me what it was like to be my daughter or my son. So I thought, what better way than to do a scene conversation episode with one of my children. So I've got none other than my youngest daughter, Maliyah Miller. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, blessed. So thank you for taking the time to spend some time with Dad this morning. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions and we're gonna have a really organic conversation, all right?
Okay.
All right, so very first question is none other than, tell me what it was like to be my daughter.
To be your daughter it's very rewarding being able to be around someone that is very talented, very hardworking, very genuine, very real, and can also bring the fun side into things as well. Not everything has to be so serious. We know how to have a good time, but also know when it's time to really get into it.
All right. Tell me about a time when you felt like you were the most loved by me.
I would probably say any accomplishment I made, whether it was big or small,
Yeah.
I felt like nothing was ever overlooked. And it was always such a, I guess, celebration or a good thing, no matter what it was, I did.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I say for me, my mother was always there for me, and I've always had some challenges as it relates to some of the men in my life, and I wanted to make sure as best I could that when it came to my children, I wouldn't make some of the same mistakes. So I felt like I was committed very early on, and I tried to do my best. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, that's always been my goal. Let me ask you this question. Was there ever a time you needed something from me but didn't know how to quite ask for it?
Not really. I feel like growing up, we were always an open family, and we were always told that we can always come to y'all about everything, and that we wouldn't be judged, and just be able to speak freely, talk freely, say our emotions,
Yeah.
and be able to find a solution to any of the problems that we have.
Yes, let's go back. So the generation before me, a lot of times there wasn't that open dialogue like with our loved ones or our parents. A lot of times, just nothing against them. I'm just saying that we didn't really talk that much about the real deep things. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was just a generational thing, but I tried my best to make sure that to have that open space with you guys to come and talk to us. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Things will get worse the more you keep them inside and try to fix things on your own. So why not just come let us know, and we'll resolve it and figure out a plan or path forward as a family. So that's one thing that me and your mother was real big on when it came to raising you guys. So thank you for that. What's something I did as a father that you hope to carry in your own life?
I'd probably say just staying true to who you are. Being able to grow, but also knowing that it takes time to grow, and you have to put in the work and the effort to make those changes, and knowing that it's not going to happen overnight, but trying and not letting yourself sit in the space that you are and wanting better for yourself.
Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. Is there something that, is there anything that comes to mind that I could have or should have done differently as a father?
Not really. I feel like sometimes me and you, we have like a joking relationship. We're always playing around. We're always having fun. But sometimes I do feel like when I do say things, I wouldn't say it's not taken seriously, but it's more jokingly. And I would like more of like the compassion or the softer side of it.
Okay, that's real. So what I would say is I would agree with that. You know, one of the things that I've been working on as a man, and I've kind of said that on a few videos that I've done in the past about the mask that we wear sometimes. And there have been times where, you know, I may not have wanted to express how I really felt. So laughter or humor was my way of coping, even as a child. So it's taken me a long time to kind of dig out of that. Just some unresolved trauma from back in the day that I'm still navigating through. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the transparency. Again, you know, a lot of men, you know, we're taught to be tough all the time, and at times it's difficult for us to be sensitive, you know, or show that side of us. So I will say that raising daughters, you know, between you and Jada, you guys have opened me up way more than I probably would have ever been, because I do have to have that softer side as it relates to my wife and my daughters, and my son as well. So that's one thing that fatherhood is teaching me daily. Okay. Let me ask you this question. So what's one thing you've always wanted to tell me but never had a chance to say?
I would probably say that I'm proud of you. I can see the changes. I can see the growth. I can see the effort. You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just trying not to be emotional.
Now you good, man. I appreciate, you know, everything that I'm doing it for y'all. I asked God a long time ago to give me the vision or the legacy that I'd like to leave for my children and grandchildren. And he basically come back to me and said, you gotta do it bigger and better than anything. Give it your all, bro. Give it 100%. Each and every day, even when you don't want to show up, show up. Even when you're tired, get up. And that's the path that I've been on, is about legacy. It's not about money. I'm not even talking about money and things like that. I'm talking about the things that I leave behind in terms of principles, in terms of values, morals, those things that money can't buy. That's my goal for you guys. When I say legacy, that's all I'm talking about when I say God has spoke to me and said, you gotta go hard. You gotta do it bigger. You gotta do it better. You have to. You gotta separate yourself from everybody else. You gotta be different. I got a different path for you, young man. And that's what I've been on, and I pray that he continues to give me the strength, because where I'm weak, I know his strength is made perfect. So I just got to continue on that path because I'm doing it bigger than me. This is not about me. This is about me paying it forward to everybody else. So I appreciate that. Let me ask you this. So after this conversation, what's one thing you hope fathers and daughters will start doing differently?
I'll probably say just have more conversations and making, I guess, the relationship a safe place and letting, for both sides, not just for the children, but for the parents as well.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's one of the things we all typically struggle with, and that's just being open and transparent and having that willingness to just say, this is who I am, this is what I'm dealing with, I need help, I can't do it by myself. I wish more young people would be as open and transparent as you have been. And I know it's not easy, we live in a world to where you got to figure things out on your own, or at least that's the mindset. And trust me, as somebody who's lived 48 years, prayerfully 49 this month, I wasted so many years with that same mentality that I had to figure things out on my own, and I didn't need to talk to anybody to get the help I needed. And I wasted so much time. So my prayer is that for you, your sister, your brother, and anybody else out there, it's okay to not have life figured out. It's okay to be open and authentic and transparent about the things you're feeling and what you're dealing with. It's okay to say that you need help. It's okay to say that you don't have all the answers. That's what your family's here for. That's what God is here for. He didn't put us on this earth to have everything figured out. He put us on this earth to seek him so he can guide our path. Our stories are already written. We just got to lean on him so we can better understand what that is. So after hearing your answers today, what's one thing you think I still need to hear as your dad? And this is a final question.
I would say that you're a really great dad. You try. You're always there when we need you.
Yeah.
You're just a great dad, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
And I appreciate that. Words of affirmation is so important, and all dads and men, they want to be superheroes, man, for our families. And to hear a young person affirm me in that way, it does way more than you know. And I appreciate that, Maliyah. I definitely thank you for your time, for coming on Scene Conversations. We're going to keep this thing going. My prayer is that Jada, you're up next. And then Michael, you will be soon up next. That's my prayer. I challenge all dads out there, man. Just take some time. You ain't got to do a video like this, but just take some time and ask your kids one day when you're ready to tell you what it was like to be their father. I think that's very important for you to hear. All right, this is Scene Conversations. My name is Steve Miller. You can catch me on all social media platforms. My website is iam-scene.com, or you can also go to whereworship.com. iam-scene.com or whereworship.com. This is Steve Miller. I'm out. Peace.